I just got off of a night shift and slept for a couple of hours. Head's still not with it, which probably is the reason that I make a lot of these harebrained decisions. Hey guys, what are you at? Pam here. Today is Wednesday, the 5th, I think, of July. Wanted to get a video done before we go on vacation. Oh, actually, it's Wednesday, the 6th of July. We are leaving on Friday morning to fly to New Brunswick and to visit family over there. That's where my husband's originally from. And it's also where my LNS is located. We don't have a cross-stitch store here. The closest local needlework store, the closest needlework store to me is Because You Count in Moncton, New Brunswick. So that's my LNS. So I'm flying to Moncton and I will be there for a week, and I am definitely visiting Because You Count while I'm there. So really looking forward to that. So I wanted to do a little whip update before I went away. I'm probably not going to get a whole lot of stitching done for the month of July because it's going to be very busy. Like I said, we're away for a week on vacation. We'll just have to see how it goes. I'm going to play it by ear. So, whips. All right. Don't even know where to start. Okay. I think my last video, I think I was working on a piece for Father's Day for my husband. I kind of conjured up a piece that looks like the Clouds Factory people, but I wanted it for the movie Hot Fuzz, which Clouds Factory doesn't have a Hot Fuzz chart. So I made one up myself. So I finished that. I have an FFO. Well, no, it's not an FFO. It's a finished object, but it's not a fully finished. I made it for Father's Day, but I just didn't get a chance to put it in a frame. So this is it. This is what I did for the movie Hot Fuzz. It has both of the characters, their little guns, their long guns, their rifles, and it says "for the greater good," which is a quote from the movie. So I was quite pleased with how they turned out. They're cute. Hubby liked them. So they're going to go on the little collage wall I'm doing down in the family room. The second piece that I've been working on is what? I don't even have these in any order. I'm so disorganized this month. It is beyond me. It's not even like me to be like this, but okay. I worked on Lizzie Kate's A Good Marriage. I'm actually working on this one now as well. I'm enjoying this piece. So here it is. This is how much I've gotten done. I won't bother to insert a before picture because really slow progress on this. I mean, I know I could stitch it up in no time, but I just spend an hour or so at it and just stitch a couple of words at a time. So there it is. Lizzie Kate's A Good Marriage. I am enjoying the variegated floss. I'm not enjoying the feeling of the floss. It's a cotton floss, but it tends to twist up easily. It's almost like, I don't know, it has not a rougher feel, but like a drier feel than DMC. So it kind of hitches on itself a little bit easier. Like it sticks together and it wants to twist up more than, say, DMC does. but still I'm enjoying working with it. I like the end result of it. I like the look of it. And I'm stitching that on 28 count. Yeah, I think this is 28 count. Yeah, 28 count even weave. And it's that funny even weave too. The even weave that everyone says the squares aren't square. They're almost rectangle. But I don't really have an issue with that on this piece. But I do have another piece where the squares seem to be taller than they are wide. But again, it doesn't really bother me. So that's Lizzie Kate's A Good Marriage. The second piece I worked on, we're going to say, was Record Girls. That piece, I'll insert a picture of where it was the last time you saw it. This is where it is now. Da, da, da. So my little brunette lady, she has a little button nose. Look it. I'm still really enjoying this piece. I don't like all this background that's just plain blocks of never-ending stitching, but I am enjoying this. And look at her little button nose. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I still have a couple of confetti stitches here that need to be filled in, but yeah. So that's my progress on her. Quite pleased with her. So I'm working down, this will be the rest of this page here. I'm going to finish out that page. No, that's not a page. This is half a page down. So I've been working across about a half a page down. Then I'll finish that page, which I think takes me into a bit of her dress, the top part of her dress. And then I'll move over to this. And I think this section here is where I start to see the top of the blonde girl's hair. So yeah, but she's turning out lovely. I'm really enjoying stitching on that. So that's Record Girls. Again, that's a chart that I made from using Pick to Pat, and it is stitched 2/1 on 18 count Aida. The next piece, I'm going to leave my heids and show you my heids after. So this is the piece I just worked on this week. I'll show you a picture of where it was before. This is Quiet Frost. And this is it now. Okay. Actually, I'm going to fold this in half. Just give me a second here. This is a design that was painted by a local artist here, and I turned it, with his permission, I turned it into a chart to cross stitch it, and he gave me permission to do so. So there it is. I have the swirls in the sky. I just have a little bit of confetti here to fill in, and now I'm working on the next page down. Because the first page was only, I think, half a page, like it came to about here. And then this is a full page from here down. I'm just about at the bottom of this page. And this, I'll see if I can insert a picture of it. But I was working all this blue, which is sea. This is like the bottom of the night sky and the sea. This is the sea here. This is where the sky kind of meets the sea, the horizon. And then I was like, why is all this confetti here? What is this going on? And it was just all these confetti stitches, which I still need to put more in to finish out that page. I was like, what is that? And this is actually the top of the tree that's growing out of the rocks. So I'll try and insert a picture so you can see what I'm talking about, but that's the tree. So that's Quiet Frost. I'm really pleased with this one so far. It has a nice amount of confetti mixed with larger blocks of color. Even the larger blocks of color have some color changes in them. They go from lighter blues to darker blues to really dark blues. So there is variation in this, even though it's larger blocks of color. It is nice. So that's Quiet Frost, and this one is stitched 2/1 on 16 count Aida. Okay. Now comes the fun stuff. My Hade, A Christmas Carol. Oh, I so love this piece. I will insert a picture of where it was the last time you saw it. And this, hang on, get this unfolded here so it's a bit manageable. And this is it now. Look at the detail in that. Is that not gorgeous? Look at all the buildings, the tops, the chimney tops, the little peaks, what do you call that? Oh my gosh, I don't even know if that's called the facing. The facing on the fronts of the buildings, the little sign that's hanging over the door way up high of one of them, the little windows, and the flecks of snow. The flecks of snow. I'm so pleased with how this is coming along. So that's A Christmas Carol by Hade. And this is a page finish. And now I'm starting to work my way down on the next page. So I only just started the next page. I finished out this page here, and I've moved down now to the section below it. And I just started this page here. This one is very dainty stitching. Okay, very tiny little stitches. I'm actually stitching this one 1/1 on 25 count even weave. So there you go. And I absolutely love the 1/1. It's 25 count Lugana is what I'm stitching this on. And I love it. Love it. I love the daintiness of the stitches. So that's A Christmas Carol. Oh, it's just such a lovely piece. Thoroughly enjoying that one. Really, really enjoying it. Now my last Hade is Old World Map. I have not worked on this one since the last time you saw it, because my last video I had just finished the second Hade challenge, which was to stitch an entire page of a chart one color at a time. So I had just finished that, and I wanted to finish the challenge, which would give me a full page accomplished, which is what this is. So I haven't picked this up yet. This is the next piece that I will be picking up in my rotation. I'm going to be doing challenge number 3 that Hade has put out, which is to stitch a full page using the perking technique, which I obviously use anyway. But typically a lot of us we work down in columns, okay, and move across. Now I work in columns and I do some feathering into the column next to me because I don't like the idea of having column lines in my work, which I do not have column lines in my work. But for this challenge, instead of working down in strict columns, you have to work across in rows. And by a row, what they mean is you can either stitch one solitary row across, parking underneath as you're going, or you can stitch a 10 by 10 block, then the 10 by 10 block next to it, then the 10 by 10 block next to that, and so on and so forth, working your way across the row in a 10 by 10 block pattern. So it's the same as working a 10 by 10 column down, only you're working a 10 by 10 column across, and you're parking underneath. So you're parking your threads underneath. I'm going to do that challenge. I'm going to do it on this piece again. So I'm just trying to decide, because this, you have to do a full page. So this page here is still going to be unfinished. So I'm just trying to decide if I want to do the next page starting from here over, or if I want to do the next page from here down. Maybe you guys can give me your opinion. What do you think? Should I go over and do this page here, or should I go down? I'm inclined to think I should go down, only because then I'm working down the full side of the chart, and I can see its progression down the page instead of across the page. I'm inclined to think I want to go down, but let me know what you think. So no progress on this one since the last time you saw it, but figured I'd show you where my starting point is going to be for that Haid challenge. We are going on vacation, so I don't think this is going to get any work done on it until, I don't think I'll get that challenge started until I get back. So we leave on the, I don't know, we leave in 2 days and we're gone for like a week and a couple days. So I don't know if I'm going to take it with me or not. We'll see. So that's Old World Map. Now, what else did I have? Oh, my Monopoly board. So the last time you saw it, I had finished off a side, and I'll insert a picture of where you saw it last. This hasn't come back up in my rotation yet, but I normally stitch at work when it isn't busy, and because I had finished the Clouds Factory pieces that I was doing for Father's Day, I needed another on-the-go work project, and I didn't really want to go back to the on-the-go project I was working on prior to starting the Clouds Factory pieces for Father's Day was my Plum Street Sampler 12 Days of Christmas, and I'm just still not feeling that one yet to go back to it. I think by the time the fall rolls around, I'll be kind of more motivated to work on that to get it finished in time for Christmas. So instead of coming up with something else to take to work, I decided to take my Monopoly board to work. Even though it's huge, but I put it on my Q-snap and put my grime guard around it. So I started working on this side. So there we go. So what I've done is I've filled in the top portion of these 3 blocks. And this is the electric company, which I've decided to stitch my bulb, and I'm still trying to work out some kinks with this to make sure the shaping is going to be right, because I want it to be more rounded and not angular. Anyway, so I'm stitching this, and this is not even Krennic, okay? This is that crappy DMC metallic thread. I had it in my stash. I'm trying to use it up. So this is DMC metallic. It looks okay when it's stitched, right? Like it looks fine. There's no lumpy bumpies. You know, it's nice and even when it's, I can't even show you a good picture of it. Hang on. Because the fabric is too large for me to hold up properly. So it looks fine when it's stitched. It's laying nice and even, but it frays like the devil. It frays like nothing else. So this is supposed to be one strand of floss, and it splits into like these 3 pieces. So I'm getting to the end of this piece now. I'm going to tie this off because it's just too much to deal with, but yeah. And stitching with shorter strands doesn't do anything to stop that. I know I could probably use fray check or something on it, but I'm too impatient to muck about with that. I'd rather just stitch with it and bitch about it. Takes out my frustration. So that's going to be the light bulb. I figured I'd stitch the bulb in gold metallic. And because I think on the Monopoly board, the bulb is yellow. So I want to stitch this in gold metallic. And for the bottom, instead of using black for the base of the bulb, I think I might use some silver mixed with gray. So that the silver is not real shiny, but it'll be kind of like my tap. It'll be a bit of metal looking, but it will have, I don't know if you can see the bit of shine there, but it'll still have gray running through it. So it'll look like that metal gray that's on the bottom of a light bulb. That's my plan anyway. We'll see what happens. So I've been using this as my on-the-go project because this filling in block stuff is just straight stitching, and it's easy to work on without a lot of concentration when I'm at work. So yeah, so I'm going to finish. I think I'm going to keep this going as a work piece for the time being. And I may possibly, this may be the piece that I actually take on vacation with me because it's easy to stitch on. If I take this out of my rotation and use it as a work piece so that I can get it finished faster, hopefully, that means that I'll be able to, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 full coverage whips, 1 for each week of the month for a rotation. But that's a lot of full coverage, you know, for rotation, which is why I had a 5th rotation piece, because I liked having a piece like this that wasn't full coverage to work on once in a while. So I'm thinking about possibly having another start at some point during the summer of a non-full coverage piece. But, you know me, it's go big or go home. So I'm thinking about starting Death by Cross Stitch. Yeah, I might need my head examined. Quite possibly. I gotta drink some coffee. I just got off of a night shift and slept for a couple of hours. Head's still not with it. Which probably is the reason that I make a lot of these harebrained decisions, right? Like, night shifts must affect my brain's ability to determine whether or not something's a good idea. I just tend to go with it. I get a lot of my really good ideas when I'm sleep deprived, which I don't know are good ideas in the actual light of day, right? So I'm not enabled by much. I tend to kind of follow my own path and march to the beat of my own drum, right? Not enabled by a whole bunch of stuff. Like, a lot of my charts that I do, you don't see a lot of other people stitching them. Like my Quiet Frost piece and my Record Girls piece, they're my own. You know, I sought out the artist for one, asked permission to change it into a chart. The Monopoly board, I'm kind of doing that on my own, stitching it up as I go. The only charts that I'm stitching that are full coverage are the 2 Hades, and I've seen some people do that old world map, but not many. And A Christmas Carol, I've only seen one other person stitching that, and it's the mini, I think, version of that, which there wasn't a mini version of it when I purchased mine. So, yeah, I don't tend to get on the bandwagon when it comes to charts, but this Death by Cross Stitch piece, I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. And I don't care that there are 10,000 people that all want to stitch this piece. It's gorgeous. It's I have a thing for samplers anyway, traditional looking pieces. I have a thing for houses and architecture, and I have a thing, which I think is why I like that the old world map and not because there's houses and architecture in the old world map, but it's a very traditional looking piece. It is an old map. It is, it's like that's been actually charted for cross stitch. And architecture, which is why I think I like the Christmas Carol piece so much, because all the little peaks and houses and windows and all of that, all the detail that's coming to life as I'm stitching it. I just love it. Anyway, I have a thing for samplers as well, like traditional looking embroidery. And when I saw this piece that Long Dog Samplers has put out for their 20th anniversary, I just fell in love. So my plan is to purchase the sampler. And when I go to Because You Count next week, I'm going to purchase the fabric for it. I'm thinking about doing it on 32 count Lugana or even weave or something of that sort, 2/1. It's going to be a very large piece, but it's not full coverage, but there's all these little motifs and designs and intricate cross stitch work, and it is all cross stitch. No specialty stitches, it's all cross stitch, and I love the look of it. I'm undecided about what color I'm going to stitch it in. Because it is a piece that you can stitch in any color, I'm not inclined to stitch it in a variegated floss. I'm inclined to stay a bit more traditional with it and pick a solid color. But I don't know if I want to do black on white. I'm leaning towards doing a really dark navy thread, almost black, but a navy, on an antique white. So not quite white, like almost like an eggshell. Yeah. I'm thinking about doing that. So we'll see. But that, I may have lost my mind. So that was one of my decisions I made when I may or may not have been sleep deprived. The other decision I made in a sleep deprived stupor was that, because I've got my Fitbit and I've been trying to be more active and, I don't know, get a bit more fitness in my life and all that. I used to be a runner. Used to be. And I never really called myself a runner when I was a runner, but I was a runner. I mean, I used to run about 4 times a week, 5K, 4 times a week. And, I had a pretty decent time. Like, I could do 5K in half an hour sort of thing, which wasn't bad for a hobbyist runner. Like, I wasn't out there just, gotta go. But I enjoyed it, and I had someone I used to run with. She's since moved away, and, life gets in the way, and shift work gets in the way, and I kind of gave up running. But I'm still pretty active. Like, I enjoy hiking and walking and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, my sister and her friend decided that they were going to do the Telly 10. Now, the Telly 10 is a road race here in Newfoundland that happens in the city once a year. This year, I think, is the 89th running of the Telly 10. People come from all over. Like we have people from the States that come here to run this race. It's 10 miles. Now in Canada we don't use miles, we use kilometers, but the Telly 10 is a 10-mile foot race. But several years ago they opened it up to anybody, meaning that they have different starting times for runners versus walkers. My sister and her friend decided that they wanted to do it as walkers this year. Not the zombie kind of walkers. but like, on 2 feet walking wild walkers. Anyway, so for any of you who are Walking Dead fans. Anyway, they decided, see, I'm on a tangent. They decided they wanted to do it as walkers because my sister's friend has a lung condition, and this is a bit of a way for her to, she's been walking and out more and more, and it's just a motivator for her to keep her fitness up. So they're going to walk the Telly 10. They're going to walk the 10 miles. And I said to my sister, I said, oh my God, like I always wanted to do the Telly 10, but I'm not a runner anymore, and there's no way I can prep for this road race. This happened yesterday. I signed up for this. July the 5th, I decided, yes, I am going to do the Telly 10. The road race is on July 24th. I basically have 3 weeks. Completely insane. But I've decided I'm not going to run it. I'm going to do an in-between. So I'm going to start off, I think, walking with my sister and her friend. They've been practicing doing like a really brisk walk. So I think I'll walk so much with them and then jog so much. And then walk so much and then jog so much. For me, at this point in my life, it's more about the accomplishment of crossing that finish line than it is the speed with which I do it. It's an endurance thing for me at this point in my life, having just gotten back into my fitness role and my fitness regime. So it's going to be a bit of stamina and a bit of endurance for me. So it's 10 miles, which is the equivalent of 16.9. Well, it's a little over 16 kilometers, just barely over 16 kilometers. So yeah, so I'm going to do that on July 24th. Again, I think shift work may be affecting my ability to function as a normal human being. Okay, so that's that. So I've showed you all my whips, and I talked about my craziness, the fact that I'm going on vacation. Fitbit and Stitch. Oh my gosh. I got such a response from that. There were so many people who thought it was a good idea and who decided to participate, posted pictures on Instagram, sent me private messages for those who weren't posting on Instagram. I was overwhelmed. It was really nice to see so many people kind of take up the challenge and run with it and do their own thing with it. It was great. So, for those of you who said that you would have loved to have participated in Fitbit and Stitch, but you couldn't do it because I did the first one on a Wednesday, which was a weekday, because I happened to be off. I said I would do another one, and we'll do it on a weekend. So when I get back from vacation, I'm going to do the next Fitbit and Stitch challenge on Sunday, July 17th. Sunday, July 17th. So mark your calendars. I know it may not be that interesting to some of you, but if you are interested and you want to participate, Sunday, July 17th, okay? How Fitbit and Stitch works is, I posted another video to explain it, so you can go back and watch that other video. I'll stick a I'll stick a link in the description box on this video, but basically how it works is, for your day, if you can do it for the day, great. If you can't, just do what you can. But the requirement is you do an hour of stitching on some project, followed by at least 30 minutes of continuous exercise or movement of some sort. Now, the exercise portion of the Fitbit and Stitch challenge can be walking in place in your house. It can be sorting your laundry and going up and down the stairs in your house. It can be going out for a 30-minute walk. It can be going out for a 30-minute run. It can be going for a hike. Really don't care what your fitness is, as long as you get up off of your arse and do something for 30 minutes. And you take a picture of either your activity you're doing or your cross-stitching that you're working on, and you post it to Instagram using the hashtag FitBitAndStitch. And I'll put that in the description below as well. That way, even if I'm not following you on Instagram, or I don't know who you are, or you don't know everybody else that's participating in the challenge, we can all just do a little search on Instagram for that hashtag, and we'll be able to find each other. So we can see who's been posting and who's doing what. The only requirement is that you do at least one session of stitching and activity. So if you only have an hour and a half to spare and you can get in 1 hour of stitching and a half an hour of activity, post. And let us know what you're doing. The last time I did it for like the whole day. I did an hour of stitching, and then I did a half an hour of sorting laundry and running up and down my stairs and all that kind of stuff. Then I did an hour of stitching, and I did a half an hour of stairs in my house. That was nuts. I just went up and down the stairs and up and down the stairs. I did 30 flights of stairs in 30 minutes. So little breaks in between. So I would go up the stairs, down the stairs, up the stairs, down the stairs. And then I would go up the stairs and walk around to kind of bring my heart rate back down. And then I would do the stairs again a couple of times and walk around my living room and kitchen. So I did that for 30 minutes. So I managed to do 30 flights of stairs in 30 minutes. So you can do anything. It's about a little bit of fun and introducing a bit of activity into our stitchy lives. So if you want to participate, let me know. You can send me a PM, a private message on Instagram if you want. If you have a Fitbit, any kind of Fitbit, if you have a Fitbit and you want to be added to a Fitbit challenge, I think you can add up to 10 people into a challenge together. Then send me, PM me, private message me if you want, or add it in the comments below if you want. Doesn't really matter how you get in touch with me. You can private message me on Instagram. Send me your Fitbit link, like your Fitbit username, so I can find you, and I'll add you as a friend on my Fitbit app, and then I can link you to the challenge when we do the challenge. The last time, I think I had 8 or 9 people in the Fitbit challenge. So if I had one more person, it would have been enough for that challenge. If I get more than 10 people, what I might do is, because I think you can only have 10 participants for a challenge on the app, I think what I might do is split it into 2 groups then. So there'd be an even amount of people in each group on Fitbit. Yeah. Anyway, enjoy your July. Get lots of stitching done. Love seeing everybody's videos. I love that everybody is still stitching away. It keeps me motivated. Keeps me working on my own stuff. And I will see you after I run the Telly 10. If I'm not dead. If I'm not dead and it doesn't kill me. I will see you with an August update after my vacation. Anyway, enjoy your July, everybody. Thank you so much to all my subscribers. It's just crazy the amount of people that have been watching me go through this whirlwind of stitching and life and all that sort of stuff. I love the interaction with this community. I really, really love it. It's been wonderful. So thank you for subscribing. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the craziness. I hope you enjoy it. Go ahead and subscribe and follow along and see if I do make it through the Telly 10 at the end of this month. Anyway, take care, guys. We'll chat with you soon.